me in between me and you. That is our chat box. So please be. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. So please be responsive in the chat box. That is the only means of communication for us. So please be responsive in the chat box. Uh, those of you who happened to attend the session yesterday from 6:30 to 8:30, this session is not for you guys, as I've clearly written it on the screen, because there will be a meager repetition of what was done yesterday. And if you still insist on staying with us, you're welcome. But then we'll have to see if the count is as of now 211 and rising rapidly. So if there are other students who are walking in for the yesterday's backup class, so please make way for them. I would appreciate if you could do that. But as of now, it is fine. When does ABC reopen? This is a wrong platform, guys. I cannot answer that question. Amid the circumstances in the entire country and sorry, country is a wrong word, entire world. Uh, this virus has brought our entire world onto a standstill. So it might take some time for us to stand back on our legs. So till then, stay connected, stay motivated, keep working on what you were supposed to. Just keep doing your bit. Don't worry about the rest. That is what I would advise. In July, August, we are not sure about it. You're not sure about it. And I'm not the right person whom you should ask when it is going to start, to be precise. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Praveen Jadhav, your aptitude trainer. If you have any queries, as I mentioned yesterday, many of you happened to come in touch with me on Slack. There were around 50 odd people, and I have replied every single message with all the patience. And some of you might have received messages late in the night because it took time to answer all the questions. If you have any queries, please get back to me on Slack. I would be more than happy to help you. As of now, we'll be continuing with the part that we had stopped yesterday. Sorry, we'll be starting off with permutations and combinations. Please excuse me. This is the session for in which we'll be having an introduction on permutations and combinations, and we'll be starting off with permutations and combinations. Anyone who happened to attend the class session yesterday, please raise your hands. Raising your hands gives me a good count. So those of you who attended the session yesterday, 4, 5, 10, 15, very less. So I hope you guys are the ones who could not attend the session yesterday. After this, we will have apti class from 6:30. Yes, 6:30 to 8:30. There will be a continuation of yesterday's part, and I'll be running it throughout till your course get completed. There will be two batches running simultaneously. In one batch, that is yesterday's batch, will be 6:30 to 8:30 batch will be running a class ahead, just one class ahead of 4 to 6 batch. Okay. Is there any notes is if you wish to make a note out of the question, whatever the topic is being taught in the class in the session, please keep a pen and paper with you. One request. Okay. 1023 says, can you please pass on questions? Yes, I'll be doing that, but not with topics like permutation and combination and probability, because I believe there are ample amounts of opportunities and questions online, and you can take them up. Nobody is stopping you from that. You just click on, like, just type in Google aptitude questions on permutation and combinations. You'll get plethora of options. Trust me, nobody is stopping you from taking any random website that comes to your mind when it comes to practice. India Bakes, popular answer. India Bakes. India Bakes, yes, you can take it up. I do not stop you from taking that as well. But like when I was in engineering, from then India Bakes has remained the same. So I would suggest that you take up questions from some other websites, whichever you feel comfortable and are popular. Yes. Yes, I'll be playing yesterday's class here today. So your trainer for the day is Praveen Jadhav. You can reach out to me on Slack by this name. Yes. Without wasting any time further, we'll start off with the video. And please ping me in the chat box if you have any queries. I'll stay connected throughout with you.
PNC, permutations and combinations. Look, the entire PNC concept depends on two simple rules, that is, rule of OR and rule of AND. Now, OR is nothing but addition, and
Why is able to hear and see the video that was played? I mean, please reply to me in the chat box.
PNC, permutations and combinations. Look, the entire PNC PNC, permutations and combinations. Look, the entire PNC concept depends on two simple rules, that is, rule of OR and rule of AND. Now, OR is nothing but addition, AND is nothing but multiplication. Now, well, the very basic thing about PNC is the definition part, permutations and combinations.
Just give me a minute, guys. Just stay connected. Just give me a minute. Just stay connected. I'm just trying to bring up your chat box on my screen so that I can stay connected with you guys, but that's not happening for me. Yes, I got it.
Many people think that combinations are nothing but selections and permutations are nothing but arrangement. Well, I won't completely agree with that part. Rather, there is little more to the basic definitions what you have learned. So let me explain that part to you. First, now, combinations, which can also be represented using the formula NCR, which is equals to n factorial divided by n minus r whole factorial into r factorial. Again, permutations can be represented using the formula NPR, which is equals to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Now, so let me explain what exactly these combinations are, what exactly these permutations are. Let's say, suppose you want to form a cricket team and you have 14 players with you. Hold on. Just a moment. In between, I'm getting this request from the students. That's why I had to stop in between. Okay. Let's say you want to form a cricket team. Okay. So you have some 15 players in the squad. For example, let's say you have Yuvraj, you have Dhoni, and you have 13 other players. Now, you want to select, or if you want to form a team of 11 members, let's say, first I'll select Yuvraj, and I'll select 9 other players, and again, I'll select Dhoni at the end. Now, for let's say, for the next match, first I select Dhoni, and I select the same 9 other players, same players, and at the end, I'll select Yuvraj. Now, if you observe both the teams are absolutely same. But what did I change here? I changed the order. Now, when I changed the order, did my team change? No. It means even when you change the order, if the value does not change, we call them selections. So, whenever you're doing selections, your order does not play any role there. So, we can call combinations are also nothing but selections. Now, coming to permutation of 11 players, sorry, let's say batting order of 11 players. Now, under the combination, we formed a team of 11 players. In permutations, now we'll be doing a batting order. Now, let's say what I do, first I'll send Yuvraj for batting as an opener, and then I'll send 9 other players for batting. Now, at the end as a tail ender, Dhoni will bat. Now, during the next match, I'll let Dhoni open the match, innings. He will bat first, followed by 9 other batsmen in the same order as that of the previous match. Now, again, this time at the end, one second. Now, this time at the end, Yuvraj will bat as a tail ender. Now, if you observe, now when I change the order of the people, did my batting order remain same? Can I say Yuvraj playing as an opener is absolutely same as Dhoni playing as an opener? No. So whenever I change the order here, even my value is changing. In this case, my value is batting order. So with the change of the order, if the value also changes, we call them arrangements. I'm repeating that one more time. When you change the order.
Okay, everyone. Were you guys able to understand what was given about? Did you get a proper understanding about permutation and combination? अर्थ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆನಾ? समझ में आ रहा है क्या? अर्थम అవుతుందా? मराठी में बोलूं, कन्नड़ा में, हिंदी में, इंग्लिश, तेलुगु, which language? You getting it? Okay. Be responsive in the chat box. That's where I'll get to know that you guys are understanding it.
If the value does not change, that is team in the combinations, then we call them selections. Now, suppose when we change the order, if the value changes, we call them arrangements. So permutations are nothing but arrangements. So when I change the order of the batsman, the batting order also changed. Now hold on a second. I only said that permutations are not exactly the arrangements. So let me show you what extra is there here. Now recall, in a squad we had totally 15 players, but we arranged only 11 players here. So can I directly arrange the 11 players from the 15 players? No. So what do we need to do first? First, we need to select which 11 players should be batting. So it means in the permutation, before the arrangements, we should even get selections. So combinations are nothing but only selections, whereas permutations are nothing but selections and arrangement. I hope you're understanding here. Combinations are nothing but selections, whereas permutations are nothing but selections and arrangement. Now, let me try to prove it with a formula as well.
Okay. Now, guys, we all know the formula that is for permutation and combination. That is NPR is n factorial. This is live me. NPR is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. And my combination is NCR, that is nothing but n factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Yes. Now, to understand theoretically, what do you mean by combination? Like I took up an example of a cricket team here. Now, a cricket team has a squad has how many people, class? Please reply me in the chat box quickly. A squad of cricket team has how many people? A squad of yes, a squad has 15 people. There will be playing 11. There will be playing 11, but a squad has how many people? 15 people. A squad has 15 people. Now, when I want to select playing 11 for my team, playing 11 for my team, what will I do? I'll be just selecting 11 people out of total of 15 people. What will I be doing? I'll be just selecting 11 people out of total of 15 people. Now, there comes a match day. There comes a match day. And what happens is I want to arrange people according to that my players, the 11 players that I've selected, according to their batting lineup. Now start thinking, I have to arrange them as opener. Who is the opener? Who will be playing as a pinch hitter? Yes, that is in the middle order. And who will be working as tail enders? Last mein kaun khelega? Last year arta. Yes. Now, what am I doing here? Not only am I selecting the 11 people, but I'm also arranging them according to their batting lineup. So that is what I've written here. Selection and arrangement. Not only am I selecting them, but I'm also arranging them according to their batting lineup. But in the first case, when I was selecting, what was I doing? I was meagerly selecting 11 people out of 15. Was I arranging them according to the order? Yes or no? Please drop a message in the chat box. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being responsive in the chat box. Thank you. Yes. We'll continue further. I hope everyone got it. And those of you who even joined late, yes.
If you see our PNC formula here, combinations formula, which is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Now I'll send that r factorial to the left of the equal sign. So what do we get here? NCR into r factorial is equals to n factorial divided by n minus r whole factorial. Now if you observe this, NCR is also nothing but combinations, which is nothing but selections. Now multiplication sign is there in between. I already told you multiplication is nothing but AND operation. And what is R factorial? R factorial is only arrangement, which you'll understand in another 5 minutes. Okay, do not bother why R factorial is arrangement. Definitely you're gonna understand it in another 5 minutes. So by this we can say that this n factorial by n minus R factorial, which is NPR or permutations, is also nothing but selection and arrangement. So rewinding everything, combinations are nothing but selections, whereas permutations are nothing but selections and arrangement. So I hope you understood the basic meaning and the definition of a permutation and arrangement. So you can copy meanwhile, people, and then we'll continue this part. Hold on a second, I cannot see the chat option here. You can copy, I'll give you 2 minutes time. Just a moment, I'm interrupting for a second. Okay. With respect to the Jan 6th batch, for now I don't have any idea, buddy. But if you guys have, I think I'm already done with the Jan 6th batch, if I'm not wrong. The other batches as well, which will be coming. Guys, a small suggestion. I need the suggestion from your side. 1 second, admit. Whether you want a time to copy or would you like to go by screenshot? You have to tell me. Would you take screenshot or copy? Copy. Okay. Copy, screenshot 1 or 2. Okay, I'm so sorry, people with the screenshot. You guys belong to the minority category in this class. We'll be going with the majority people. So we're gonna let you guys people copy. Okay. Can I explain once again? Okay. Buddy, listen, people whoever have joined late, if you have missed this part, the same session will be played again at 4 o'clock tomorrow. All this entire session is being recorded for first 3 to 4 days. Okay, so we'll be continue, guys. Now, so we have understood what exactly the permutation is and what exactly the combination is, right? So now we'll be seeing problems based on combinations. So let's see what all the types of the problems we'll see in the combinations, which are also nothing but selections. Yeah, before that, I want you to work a little more on the calculation part. So we all know that NCR is equals to n factorial divided by n minus r whole factorial into r factorial. Okay, so few basic stuff to understand here. You must understand NC1 is always equal to n. So let me tell you why NC1 is n. Let's say there are 6 people here. Or let's say 5 people. Okay, let me call A, B, C, D here. Now, I want to form a team of badminton which includes only one person. Okay, I want to form a team of badminton which has only one person. Now there are 5 players available for me. I want to form a team with one person. A simple question is, how many different teams I can make? With A alone, I can make one team. B alone, I can make one team. C alone, I can make one team. D alone and E alone also can make one team. So it means with these 5 people, I can make 5 different teams. Now, in this case, exactly 5C1.
Guys, there is a humble request from my side. Can you guys please turn off your videos? Can you please turn off your videos? To be honest, guys, I miss your beautiful faces, all you young men and women. But then, please turn off your cameras. It is disturbing for the other students who are there live with you. Yes, Mandala Sneha Lata, please turn off your video. like I will start taking up names now. Arvinda Kumar, ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಚಾಂಗಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂತ ಆಪ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ತೊಗೊಳತ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲ. Okay, guys, let's you people are like and don't know different places here. You're feeling like home. Yes, thank you. Well, carry on.
So when it comes to the NC1 or NCR, what is the meaning of the NCR? R is nothing but number of people required and N is nothing but number of people available. So NCR is nothing but how many different ways we can select R people out of N people. Now when it comes to NC1, it is nothing but how many ways we can select one person out of N persons. Now in my above example, I have 5 people. So that is 5C1. So I want one person from the 5 different people. So how many different ways I can select them? I can select them in 5 different ways. Suppose if I have 6 people, I want to select only one person. So how many ways I can do that? 6 ways. So 6C1 is 6. Likewise, 7C1, 7. 8C1, 8. So NC1 is always equal to N. Another one, NCN is always equal to 1. Let me show this to you. Let's say I want to form a volleyball team. Now, there are 6 players available with me. Now, the volleyball team should also consist of exactly 6 players. Now, with me, available players are also 6. Now, from all the 6 people, using all the 6 people, I have to form a volleyball team of 6 people. Now, can anybody tell me how many different teams I can make here? Anyone? How many teams I can make? One team, absolutely. Observe. Yes. So let me show you why it is one team. Let's say for my first team, I'll select A first and then B and then C and then D and then E and then E and F. Let's say for the next match, first I'll select F and then E and then D and then C and then B and then A. So it looks like 2 different teams, but if you observe carefully, both the teams have same people and both the teams are same. Now, during the combinations, I clearly told you that even when we change the order, the value does not change. Here, the value is a team. So when I change the order of selection, did my value of team change? No. So it means it doesn't matter however I select, if I have 6 people and if I have to select 6 people out of them. So selecting 6 out of 6, which can be only one way. Likewise, 8C8 is also one way. 7C7 is also one way. So that's the reason I told you NCN. Selecting N people out of N people is always one way. Now, another way. Suppose if I have this NCR, this can also be written as NCN minus R. Let me tell you why. Let's say I have 6 people again, that is A, B, C, and D. Do not worry about the gender of the person there. You can assume whichever you want. Now, there are 6 people. I want to select 4 people here. Let's say these people are A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Now, out of these 6 people, I want to select 4 people. So, which is nothing but 6C4, selecting 4 out of 6. So, suppose if I select A, B, C, D, hold on. If I select A, B, C, D, can I tell I have rejected E and F? Absolutely. Suppose had I selected C, D, E, F, it means I have rejected A and B. Yes. So what is happening? Every time I'm selecting 4 people, I'm rejecting 2 people. So if I made one team of 4 members, I rejected another team of 2 members. It is nothing but every selection has corresponding rejections, and that too in equal number. So if there are 64 different teams I can select, then I will be rejecting 2 people out of 6 people every time, which is nothing but 62. So 64 gives us number of teams selected, 62 gives us number of teams rejected, and both must be equal. So 64 is also equal to 62. For example, if we have 8C5, it means I'm selecting 5 people out of 8 people. So can you tell me how many I'm rejecting here? Absolutely, 3 people. So number of selections are 8C5. They must be equal to number of rejections, which are 8C3. 8C5 equal to 8C3. Suppose if I have 12C8, which must be equal to 12C. Perfect, people. So if there are 8 selections, then there must be 12C4 rejections. So number of selections are also equal to number of rejections. So if I take this as NCR, if you observe this carefully, this is NCN minus R, where N value is 12 and R value is 4. So that is the reason I told you in the beginning that NCR is equals to NCN minus R. Now, the last part, calculations. So how do we calculate NCR, right? We know that formula is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Okay? Now, suppose if I have, let's say 6C4, if I write this, I can write it as 6 factorial divided by n minus r, which is 6 minus 4, that is 2 factorial, into r value is 4, which is 4 factorial. Now, oh, no. I'll give you time for copy, buddy. Don't worry. We will be going back to that page. Don't worry, guys. I will not skip even a single slide. I care for you guys. Don't worry about it. Now, I can write 6 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 14 factorial. Yeah, 15 is the perfect answer. Now, this is 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 divided by 2 factorial is 2 into 1 into 4 factorial is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So what I'm trying to tell you is, ये सब नहीं लिखना है. If you see here, you have to cancel the 4 factorial directly from here. You'll be left with only 6 into 5, because if you see, this 4 factorial and this 4 factorial both get cancelled. So I'll be directly left with 6 into 5, which is 30, divided by 2 into 1, which should give us 15 as our final answer. Suppose if I have 10C7, which is nothing but 10 factorial divided by n minus r, which is 3 factorial, into r factorial is 7 factorial. Now directly cancel the 7 factorial from 10 factorial, and then you will be left with a 10 into 9 into 8 divided by 3 into 2 into 1. So what is the answer? 240. Let me check it. This is 3 3s and this is 4s. Perfect. So 12 into 10, which must be 120 if I'm not wrong. How did you get 240? Am I wrong? 120 or 240, people? 120. Okay. Thank you. So sorry, I'm a little weak with the mathematics and the calculations, people. Please bear with me. Now, coming to another example. Suppose if I have, let's say, 9C5, which can also be written as 9 factorial. Now we have to write directly 4 factorial into 5 factorial. So 5 factorial will be directly cancelled. We'll be left with 9 into 8 into 7 into 6. So divided by 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So 4 into 2 is 8, 8 get cancelled. 3 into 1, 3 into 2 is 6. So 9 sevens is 63 into 2, which should be 126. That must be our final answer. I hope you're understanding how to calculate the NCR value. Anybody, any doubt? Perfecto. Now it's time for you to copy, and then we'll be going to the next part, people. Thanks a lot. I'm so sorry I haven't asked any of you that how are you doing with your health. I think I need not to ask about how you're doing, because I'm pretty sure there has never been the phase like this where you've been so well with your health, people. This is the healthiest part of your lifetime, of course, including mine. I hope we don't have highly matured people in this session, where even in the online session they will ask, sir, can I go for water, sir, can I go for washroom and all. In case if you're feeling that I'm going too fast anywhere, you can just drop a text that telling that, Verma, you're too fast, control yourself. I will definitely control my speed, people. Just a moment, guys. I'll get back to the screen. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the compliments. And look, a simple thing about the definitions, people. I really don't believe in definitions. I won't be giving any definitions or anything like that. So, how is selections is equals to rejections? Okay, I'll get back to that just a moment. Now we're coming to the definitions and all. I won't be giving any of the definitions. Okay, see, according to me, what is a definition? What do we do when we put it in the word? So that is definition. So you can write your own definitions. I don't tell you to copy the definitions and try to by heart it. Trust me, no fool is going to ask you any definitions in these competitive exams. All you need to do is understand the concept and apply the logic in the problems. That's all. So do not bother about any of the definitions. Yes, of course, wherever it is required, I'll be telling you just to make sure that you understand the concept. Apart from that, there won't be any definitions which I'll be telling you to write in between. Now, how is selections is equals to rejections? Now, look, observe here. I have 6 people, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Now, I'll make 2 teams here. One is selected and the other one is rejected. Now, I want to select 4 people. What did I do? I selected 4 people here. So, can I tell I have rejected 2 people, E and F? Obviously. Now, let's say I selected A, B and E, F, which is nothing but I rejected C and D. Let's say I selected C, D, E, F. It means I rejected A and B. Let's say I selected A, B, C, E. And it means I rejected D and F. If you see, here 4 teams are there. Here also 4 teams are there. Every time I'm making a team under the selection, there will be a corresponding team in the rejection. It means doesn't matter how many teams we select, there will be same number of the teams which are rejected. Only thing is, in selected teams, we have 4 people, whereas in rejected team, we'll be having 2 people. So that's the reason I told you, number of selections are always equal to the number of rejections. Am I clear with that? Perfect. Can I change the page? Okay, there is a huge message. It went up. Let me read it. Is aptitude a game of maths or IQ? I'll talk about it. Hold on a second. Jan 6, 2020 UC2 morning batch, which was handed by Praveen, aptitude was completed for us. And out of curiosity, I joined today, but I will definitely attend for time and work syllogism and data sufficiency. Perfect, buddy. You can attend any of the sessions. Even simultaneously, Praveen will be handling the sessions at 6:30 onwards, and I'll be taking from 6 to 8. Praveen will be handling it 6:30 to 8. Anybody? Why aptitude? Give me in one word or two word. I'll understand that. For job, aptitude is first round. Any other answers? Interview first round to clear the basic rounds. Elimination for MNC first round. Great. Okay, people. Enough. Thank you. Analytical skills to check how fast our mind is just to pass the first round. Excellent answers. And of course, more expected answers. Now let me talk about it. When it comes to the elimination round, so one person said this is just an elimination round. Guys, think about it. You do have something called criteria, basic criteria, which you match for. That is 60% across. The math is basic skill for programming. Programmer should have partially, right? Let me come to that point as well later. Now, if it's just an elimination round, anyways, they already have the criteria. They could just increase the criteria and eliminate it. So why do they want to conduct the aptitude as a separate test to eliminate you? No. So it's not just an elimination round. Now coming to improve logical skills, analytical skills, mathematical skills, and math is a basic programmer you should have. Okay. If I'm not wrong, either you'll be a programmer or a tester. Now tell me, anywhere in your job, are you going to use this permutation and combination, NCR, NPR, or time, speed, and distance, profit and loss, simple interest, compound interest, averages, mixtures, and allegations, percentages? Are you going to use any of this in your jobs? No. In fact, even now, most of the cases you don't. Now, if you observe, you want to go for any job, people, be it a private sector, be it a government sector, the first round is always aptitude. Even if you want to go for the higher education, be it MBA or MS. If you want to do MBA in India, you have to write either CMAT or CAT or the local PGCET. Or if you want to do it abroad, you have to write GMAT. Or you want to go for MS, you have to write GRE. Now again, in all these exams, so GMAT has 33.33% aptitude. And even GRE has 33.33% aptitude. And every competitive exam has always aptitude as the very first round. Now, do you really think these people are fools just to conduct this an elimination round or to just, check your mathematical skills which are not used anywhere? No, there must be some reason, right? Exactly that reason is. Let me explain that with a simple example, guys. Hold on. Let's say there are two roads here which are perpendicular to each other. Let's say 4 roads. And there is a junction ahead. Now, there are 2 people who are riding on a bike. Let's say one person is coming from here. Assume this is a bike. Now, you are coming from this side. So let's say this is you and this is I. Now, you can see me and I can see you. Now, if both of you continue at the same speed, so definitely we're going to collide at the junction. Now, when we both can see each other and how do you get to know that? Or tell me thing, are we going to continue in the same speeds? No. Why? We're going to collide at the junction and we know that. Now, for that, what we have to do now to avoid that collision? Slow down, okay? Either you slow down or I slow down, or how about the people with the KTM Duke? They'll never slow down. So they will increase the speed. Yes, we have to change the speed. So it means to avoid the collision, either you increase the speed or you reduce the speed. But for the people, are you going to stop your vehicle, take out a calculator, apply speed is equals to distance traveled by time taken, and then decide at what speed we have to travel so that we can avoid that collision? Are you going to do that in the middle of the road? No. So what do we do now? How do you get to know that whether we have to increase or whether we have to decrease the speed? How do we get to know? Do you guys never calculate? That's why the highest rate of accidents. So can anybody tell me what tells us whether to reduce the speed or increase the speed? That's our reflexes, what we use in that case. There is something in us which is helping us to do this, people. Now, that is mind. What helps your mind to tell that? Mind is just an organ. Oppositions, person, speed, IQ, intelligence quotient is a technical term. Of course, IQ. In a simple term, I say it is this which is helping us. Common sense, exactly. This is what is telling us whether to reduce the speed or increase the speed based on the situation. For the same common sense, we have a technical word called IQ. So this is all about your common sense, people, your entire aptitude. Many people think that aptitude is mathematics. Yes, mathematics is part of aptitude, but aptitude is not mathematics. Aptitude is all about your common sense. If you see this current example which I've given you, this is the same situation that you come across every day on the main roads. The same situation is plugged out of the road and blended with the numbers and put it into your questions as an aptitude questions. Only thing is, on the main road, we do not deal with exact numbers, whereas in aptitude problems, we deal with the exact numbers. At what time you have to leave your house or PG so that you can reach your institution at the correct time. So that is time. That is also time, speed, and distance. Let's say at what time you have to start your assignment so that you can finish it time. So that is your time and work. So today you are sitting with some person in the class, maybe tomorrow with some other person, or someday you'll sit alone. Permutation and combinations, how many different ways you can sit in the class. So today you're attending my class. Tomorrow, who knows? Whether you might attend or you might not attend, God knows, right? So that is probability, chances of you attending my next class. So you start a business, you invest something and you expect the returns, profit and loss. You take an education loan, simple interest and compound interest. Everything what we do is a part of our day-to-day life. Only thing is, in our day-to-day life, we do not deal with the exact numbers, but in aptitude, the same day-to-day life situations, we blend them with the numbers, we gonna make aptitude questions. So aptitude is all about your common sense, people. No. Practice. Do we have to practice more? It depends. It depends again. See, well, if it is a mathematics, you used to practice more because there were theorems and there were marks for the steps. But here, nobody's going to question you how you got that answer. It's all about whether you got the answer or not. So do not worry about whether you have to do that step or not. You need not to actually practice the problems, rather practice the concept. Thinking, try to improve your the problem. That is approach. Now, how does your practice helps? When you practice more, you come across different kinds of the problems. So when you come across the different kinds of the problems, so you will be, for example, let's say, when you solve a problem, let's say you understood a concept completely. Now, there are two problems in the exam. One problem which you are seeing for the first time, and another problem which you have already solved once. So which one you can gonna solve fast in the exam? Obviously, which you have already solved earlier. Why? Because you have already solved that part earlier and you know how to, what is the approach, where do you have to start from. So you need not to think much there. But whereas when you see the problem for the first time in the exam, definitely you need some time to decide what approach you have to use. Now, this is where your practice comes into the picture. Now, it's all about how many different types of the questions you practice. So different types of situations you come across, so that the questions what you see in the exams won't be aliens for you to understand. So just to be familiar with the different types of the questions, you need practice. Apart from that, trust me, you don't need any practice, people. It's all about understanding the questions. So now, coming to your queries, there are a few queries here. Why did aptitude class become philosophical class? So which websites you have to follow, which materials? My first suggestion for you is do not buy any books, guys. I'm gonna tell you which all the materials you can use for the practice. For now, just concentrate on the current class. Do not worry much about the materials. I'm gonna let you know about each and everything. Now, anything else? Calculation again. Yes, I'll do that, buddy. Now, if you see this calculation part, NCR is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial, right? So we have 6C4 where n value is 6 and r value is 4. So n factorial is nothing but 6 factorial. N minus r, which is 6 minus 4, is 2 factorial. Now r is nothing but 4, so r factorial is 4 factorial. So what happens here? 6 factorial is 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. 2 factorial is 2 into 1. 4 factorial is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So what happens? You can cancel this 4 factorial because 4 factorial is always part of the 6 factorial. So for example, let's say if we have x and y where x is greater than y, now y factorial is always a subset of x factorial. So it means you can always cancel that y factorial from x factorial. That's what we did here. So I cancelled y factorial from x factorial. So what I'll be left with? Only 6 into 5 divided by 2 into 1. So coming to this example, 10C7, which is n factorial 10 factorial, n minus r, that is 10 minus 7, 3 factorial, into r factorial. What is the r value? 7, that is 7 factorial. So 7 factorial is already available in 10 factorial. So I cancel that 7 factorial, which is 10 factorial is 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So I'll cancel the 7 factorial from 10 factorial. We'll be directly left with 10 into 9 into 8 in the numerator. Now denominator, we still have 3 factorial. So 10 into 9 into 8 divided by 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1. So when we cancel these terms, 3 into 3 is 9, 2 into 4 is 8. So we have 3 into 4, 12, 12 into 10 is 120. That's how we get that calculation. So in problem, how to consider it is permutation and combination. Yes, I'll talk about it. Do not bother about it. Now, for now, forget how to decide whether the problem is a permutation or combination. By the end of the topic, definitely you're going to get to know which problem is based on what. So, okay, just hold on. Yes, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about that. I'm admitting all the people. Yes, they can join now. So moving ahead, people, let me go to the next page. Now, coming to the problems, let's say I want to form a committee. Let's say form a committee, understand this as committee of 7 members from, let's say, 8 men and ignore the spelling mistakes, 5 women. Oops, there are a few more people waiting. Just hold on. Tomorrow onwards, actually, I have to admit individually everyone. So that's the reason this is the delay, people. So tomorrow onwards, you can directly join. There won't be any admission process and all. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience today. Now, what is the question? Form a committee of 7 members from 8 men and 5 women such that committee consists of first question, any 7 members. Now, what I said, I wanted to form a committee of 7 members from 8 men and 5 women. Now, how do we form that? We can take any 7 members. So totally how many are there? 8 men are there, 5 women are there. Now, do I have any restrictions here? No, I can select any of those 7 people. Altogether, how many are there? 8 plus 5, 13 people, out of which I need 7 members. So that becomes 13C7. So calculation part, I'll leave it to you. You have to do this. So if you try to calculate this one, you'll get 13 into 12 into 11 into 10 into 9 into, what is this? 8. One more. 7. So divided by 13 minus 7, 6 factorial. So 7 factorial is already cancelled. So this part, I'll leave it to you people because we need calculator for this. If I have to do it very fast right now, or else most probably in the exam, you won't be asked with this level of the cancellation because you will be having hardly 1 hour 2 minutes. not even 2. In fact, sometimes 1 to 1 minute 30 seconds for the entire question. So here I randomly took the examples. Do not worry much about this part. Now, remove 7, it should not be there. 13 factorial. So what is 13 minus 7? That should be, I'm so sorry. Okay, perfect. Now, I'm so sorry. Moving ahead. Suppose if I put the question in this way. So the first question I said any 5. Now form a committee of 7 members from 8 men and 5 women such that committee consists of exactly 5 men. Now understand the question. Look, this primary condition will never change, people. That is, committee should have 7 members. Now what did I say here? I want exactly 5 men in the group. Well, now onwards, the entire game depends on the 2 pillars of PNC. That is rule of OR and rule of AND. So OR means addition and AND means multiplication, which I told you in the beginning of the session. So how we are going to use OR and AND grammatically plays a major role here. Let me show you that. When I say I should have exactly 5 men, so it means I need to select 5 men. But we know that our committee should have 7 members. Now we selected only 5 and we need remaining still 2 people. So we have selected 5 men, remaining 2 must be women. Okay. Now think about it. I will give you 2 phrases. You tell me which one is right. 5 men and 2 women, or 5 men or 2 women. Which is grammatically right so that we shall have 7 people? Or and. And yes, absolutely. So there are 2 ways I told you. One is 5 men and 2 women, other one 5 men or 2 women. Now why this is wrong? When I say 5 men or 2 women, we are not selecting 7. We are selecting either this or this, but we need both of them. So that's where and comes into the picture, right? So 5 men and 2 women, and totally 7 men are there. Sorry, 8 men are there. From them, we need 5. Yes, perfect. So that is 8C5. And means what? Multiplication. So in multiplication, in women, totally how many women are there? 5 women are there. But we need how many women? 2 women. How do we select? 5C2. Out of 5 women, selecting 2 women is 5C2. I'm repeating it one more time. Totally, we need 7 members, of which 5 must be men. So totally 8 men are there. We need 5 men. We can select it as 8C5. And we need still 2 more women so that committee becomes of 7 members. So totally 5 women are available, of which we need to select 2 people, which will become 5C2. So your final answer is 8C5 into 5C2. So please correct that part. Somebody sent me 8C3 into 5C2 and 8C2 into 5C3. Okay. No, that is a condition. That is a part of the question. Why 5 men? Why 5 men is, oh, I'm so sorry, people. Till now, I presumed that you can see the other messages. Now I understood that you cannot. I've been replying in few cases based on the messages what I'm getting here. I forgot that those messages are visible to me. Okay, I'm so sorry. Next time, whenever I'm explaining that part, I'll mention that question and then I'll explain here. Now, and or again. Buddy, I did not explain why AND is OR and why AND is multiplication, OR is addition. If you want to know, let me show that to you. For example, let's say there are 3 cities, okay? A, B, C. Now there are 5 different routes to A to B, and there are 3 different routes B to C. Okay, now you want to go from A to C. How many different ways? Answer is simple, 5 into 3, which is 15. Now, let me explain why OR is addition and AND is multiplication with the example. Okay, I'm explaining, guys. Somebody asked me why OR is addition and AND is multiplication. That's what I'm explaining here. Now, observe. When you are trying to travel from A to B, how many different ways I can travel from A to B? 5 ways. Now, check the grammatical way. Let's call them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Names are the routes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And from B to C, let's call them as X, Y, Z. Now, if you see the grammatical value here, we got the answer as 5. How did we get? We can travel from the route 1. or from the root 2, or from root 3, or 4, or 5. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So wherever we used or there, it is adding up. So that's the reason or is nothing but addition. Now here as well, I can travel by X or Y or Z. B to C, I can travel from X or Y or Z. Now this is one way, this is one way, this is one way. So altogether, how many ways? 3 ways. So if it has to become 3, or has to be addition. Now coming to the multiplication, if you want to travel from A to C, I can use 1x, or I can use 1y, or 1z. Likewise, I'm so sorry. Here, let me explain it here. A to C. Look, from A to C, I have to use, can I use 1 or x? Is that right if I say no? What I have to tell, I have to use 1 and x. Now, this entire 1 and x is one root. Agree? Now, if this 1 and x has to become one root, and it should be addition or multiplication. If I put addition here, 1 plus 1, that becomes 2. But this has to be only one root. It means and has to be multiplication. I hope you're understanding my part. So suppose if I take 4 and y, I can A to C, I can travel through this route. 4, next I'll take y. So in between, I have to use and 4 and y. Now this entirely is one root. A to C, that is one root. Now if it has to become one root, 4 is one root, y is one root. Now if these two together should become one root, and must be multiplication. So that is the reason and is multiplication and or is nothing but addition. Am I clear with why and is multiplication and or is addition? Everybody? Perfect. Thank you. Should make monomial. I did not understand, buddy. What is that question? Well, we'll get back to that. Moving ahead. Now, looking at the second question. 1 second. This was my first online class of the season. I'm so sorry, still I'm not adjusted with the tech part. That's the reason I'm slightly slow here. Now, moving on, third question. So suppose if I put the question in this way, form a committee of 7 members and from 8 men and 5 women such that committee consists of, let's say, exactly 4 women. So in the committee, we need 4 women. 8C3 into 5-3 is also nobody. It is not correct. When you do 8C3, that is selecting 3 people out of 8 people. But when you are selecting, I'm so sorry, you're right, because NCR is NC and NSR. Yes, that is absolutely right. Well, I'll get back to this question part, people. Let me finish this question when I give the time for the solutions, and then you can ask me these questions. Now observe. I need to form a team of 7 members such that committee consists of exactly 4 women. Now check out. We have 8 men and 5 women. Now committee should have exactly 4 women. Now totally we have 5 women. We need to select 4 women. Apart from that, committee should have 7 members. We have already selected 4 women. It means remaining 3 must be men. In between, and or and. So 4 women and 3 men. How many women are there? 5, out of which we need 4. So we can do the selection as 5C4. And means multiplication. We have 8 men, but we need to select only 3 men. So how do we select 3 men out of 8 men? That should be 8C3. So answer is 5C4 into 8C3. That should be the perfect answer. Now suppose if I modify question in this way, at least, let's say 5 women. Now understand the meaning. Primary questions remain same, that is form a committee of 7 members such that committee consists of at least 5 women. Now when I say at least 5 women, what is the meaning of it? I can have either 5 women, or I can have 6 women, or I can have 7 women. But this is not possible. Why? Because we have only 5 women with that, so we cannot select 6 women or 7 women. So let me modify the question here. Let's say if I modify the question in this way, at least 3 women. If I take at least 3 women, this becomes we can have 3 women in the committee, or we can have 4 women in the committee, or we can have 5 women in the committee. We cannot go further for the 6 women because in the available number of women, we have only 5. I hope you're understanding that part. Now we are not done with the condition. Look, in the first case, when we selected 3 women, committee should have 7 members. Now we selected only 3 women. It means there should be 4 more members. Now those 4 more members must be selected from 7 men. So we need 4 men from 8 men. I'm so sorry. Yes, at least means where the value is started from, there we have to increase the value. Perfect. Now at least 3 women, it means we can have 3 women and 4 men, or I can have 4 women and remaining men. Remaining must be and 3 men, or I can have 5 women and 2 women. That must be my final answer. Now, how do we calculate this? Now we need 3 women here. Totally 5 women are there. We select 3. That should become 5C3, and means multiplication. Totally 8 men are there. We need to select 4. That is 8C4. In between we have or. Or means addition. 4 women we want. We have 5 women. That is 5C4. And 3 men. From 8 men we need to select 3 men, which is 8C3, or 5 women, that is 5C5, and 2 men. I'm sorry, 2 men this part. We have 8 men and we need to select 2, which is 8C2. That must be our final answer. Now, suppose if I modify this, let's say at most 2 women. When I say at most 2 women, it means in the committee, there can be maximum of 2 women. Now, always start from the highest number. When I say at most or maximum 2 women, my committee can have 2 women, or my committee can have 1 woman, or I can even have 0 women. Understand? It is not just 2 women and 1 woman. We can even have 0 women as well, because I told maximum 2 women, but never told that there must be at least 1 woman in the group. So 3 cases, 2 women, 1 woman, or 0 women. Now, coming to the men, we need a committee of 7 members. We selected 2 women. So remaining 5 must be men here. So 2 women and 5 men, or 1 woman and 6 men, or 0 women and 7 men. So if you see here also 7 members, here also 7 members, here also 7 members. So if you write the calculation part here, we should get this as 5C2 into this as 8C5, or means plus this is 5C1 into 8C6 plus this is 5C0 whose value is 1. Any number NC0 is 1. You might be having NC0 is 0. No. Why? I'll tell you that just a moment. 7 men is nothing but 8C7. Why NC0 is 1? Look, selecting no people out of 1 people is also a one way of selection. So group having 0 people is also one selection. That is the reason NC0 is always 1. So this must be our final answer. So this is our first question, people. Anybody, any doubts so far in this question? I know that I'm going pretty slow because this is an online session. I want you to understand clearly. Eventually the speed will be increased, people. Good. So far, no doubts. You can copy it and then we shall continue, guys. I'll slightly modify the question now. A small request, guys. Make sure you join by at least 5:55 every day. When are we using n? Look, n is nothing but number of people available with us. R is nothing, NC, n minus R. You can use it anywhere. Let me show you. See, this 8C5 is there. 8C5, you can write it as 8C3 as well. Somebody asked me, when do we use NC, n minus R? Okay, you can use this 8C5 instead of 8C3. Why? See, if you see here 8C5 and 8C3, if you calculate this, you need not to calculate this again. So if you know that part, the same calculation can be applied. Suppose if you want the value of that you should get 8 into 7 into 6 divided by 3 into 2 into 1, which is nothing but 56. So if you know this value is 56, this value must also be equal to 56. So these are the small tricks which reduces your cancellation. So some people who won't be knowing that 8C5 is same as 8C3, they'll be calculating this value as well as this value. To avoid those things, you must know that NCR is also equal to NCN minus R. Somebody has a confusion using AND and OR. Look, AND you have to use whenever the situation is mandatory. OR you have to use whenever there is optional. Now, let me give you a better example. Just give me a moment. Yes, buddy, you're absolutely right. About aptitude, it's all about understanding the question. Now, so somebody asked me when to use AND and when to use OR. Look, if you look at the second example, let me change the color of the pen. Look at this. We need exactly 5 men, okay? In this case, why I put AND there? I'll get back to your doubt, buddy. Just hold on. Why I'm using AND there? 5 men and 2 women. Look, we need exactly 5 men. But look at the main question. Committee should have 7 members. If I use OR in place of AND here, that becomes 5 men or 2 women. Now, do we not need both men and women or men or women there? If I take 5 men or 2 women, it means either we are taking 5 men or 2 women, we are not taking both. But to become 7 members, we have to take both of them, 5 men as well as 2 women. That is a mandatory situation. That's why we have to use AND. Now coming to OR, look at this part, okay? Why I used OR? Now, here 3 women and 4 women. Here 4 women, sorry, 3 women and 4 men, and here 4 women and 3 men. Now observe here, why we used OR here. Either this case can happen or this case can happen. Can both the cases happen simultaneously? No. Another way, for example, let's say you toss a coin for one time. Either you get head or you get a tail. Can I tell I'll get head and a tail at a time? No, we cannot. Either first one is possible or second one is possible. There is an option that is optional there. That is the reason we use OR. Simple point, whenever we have optional thing, we have to use OR. Now, whenever we see a mandatory situation, you have to use AND there. Okay, accept the request. I'm accepting. I'm so sorry. Yes, I did accept it. Tell about almost. Buddy, that's not almost. Oh, I'm sorry. At most. See, at most means a maximum. We can have at most 2 women means a maximum 2 women. We cannot have more than that. So when I say maximum 2 women, we can have 2 women in the committee, or I can have 1 woman in the committee, or we need not to have any women in the committee. For example, let's say now let me take a better example for you to understand. Let's say if you ask me, how many wives you can have? I'll tell you, at most 3 wives. It means what? It means you can have 3 wives or 2 wives, or you can have 1 wife. But does that mean do you have to wife at you should have wife at any cost? No, you can have 0 wives as well. That is just optional. Don't take it seriously, buddy. Now, so at most means it's the maximum value. Now, below that, any values we can take. It doesn't mean that you can have -1 wife. No, counting can never become negative. Minimum value is 0, maximum value is 3 here. Likewise, when I say at most 2 women, here in the committee can have maximum of 2 women. It means we can have 2 women or any number less than that. Am I clear with your doubt? Guys, am I audible? Can someone reply? Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enough. Thank you so much. So, okay, let's continue, guys. So another example in this. Let's take an interesting question, okay? Let's form a cricket team. Just a moment. I understood whatever told now. If something I missed, because I jumped. Okay, buddy. Okay. Guys, whoever have joined late, one more time I'm telling, there will be same session which will be repeating at 4 p.m. tomorrow. So you can attend that session as from a squad of 15 members which includes anybody, any 2 names of the cricketers, whichever you say. No names I'm getting. Kohli is rejected. Sachin is rejected. I will take Sehwag and let's say Afridi. Rohit, I could have taken it. I'm so sorry. Such that team consists of. Now, careful with this question. Dravid, maybe for next example, I will consider him. Now, form a cricket team of 11 members from a squad of 15 members. No park players. Come on, be sporty, buddy. Form a cricket team of 11 members from a squad of 15 members, which includes a Sehwag and Afridi, such that team consists of. Our first question goes like this. Such that team consists of an 11. Now, I did not put any condition here. We need 11 members. Now, totally how many members are there here? 15 members are there. We need 11 members from, yes, that is not 51C11, that is 15C11, absolutely. So direct answer 15C11, because we need to select 11 members out of 15 people as we do not have any condition. Now observe. Suppose if I modify the question in this way. Form a cricket team of 11 members from a squad of 15 members, which includes Sehwag and Afridi, such that a team consists of both Sehwag and Afridi. Well, what I said, team consists of both Sehwag and Afridi. In the previous case, I said any 11. So we got it as 15C11 base. Now in those 15C11 base, look, when it comes to Sehwag and Afridi, when you see those 15C11 cases, there will be cases where both will be selected, where Sehwag selected, Afridi rejected, where Sehwag rejected, Afridi selected, or both rejected. All these cases are included in that 15C11. But now we need both the Sehwag and Afridi in the team according to the question. It means, can I say these two are already selected? Yes, because we need both of them in the team. It means they both are already selected. It means we need to select only 9 players. Now 15C9 is wrong. I'll tell you why. See, squad has 15 members. which is 13 different, we had Sehwag, Afridi, and 13 different players. So these two are already selected. We need how many people? 9 people. Where do we have to select the remaining 9 from? This 13. So what is the final answer? 13C9. I'm repeating that one more time. Listen to me carefully. Now we need to form a team of 11 members such that team consists of both Sehwag and Afridi. Now the team should consist of both Sehwag and Afridi, means these both are already selected. Now out of these 15 players, 2 are already selected. So still how many we need to select? 9 players. Now where do we select these 9 players from? These 13 players, because Sehwag and Afridi are already selected. So selecting 9 out of 13 will be 13C 9 ways. I hope I'm clear with the condition, everybody. Anyone doubt in this case? Perfect. Now observe. Suppose if I modify this is something like this, such that team consists of neither Sehwag nor Afridi. Neither of them should be there in the team. Can you post the answers, anybody? What should be the answer here? I said a team of 11, not 13, right? Yes, I said a team of 11. 2 are already selected. Still we need 9 people. 9 people are selected. R is the selected number of values. Perfect answer. 13C2 or 13C11, both are right. Observe here. I said the team should have neither Sehwag nor Afridi, right? Remember the primary condition, team must have 11 members. That will never change. But those 11 members should not include either Sehwag or Afridi. Yes. So both are rejected. But we need 11 members. Where do we select the 11 members? Sehwag, Afridi, and 13 are there. We need 11 members. We cannot take these 2. It means we need to select all the 11 players from the remaining 13 people. So answer becomes 13C11. Or you can even write it as 13C11 means, what is the difference? 4. 30, because NCR is also equal to NCN minus R. So answer is either 13C11 or 13C4. No, 15C2 is wrong. Let me tell you, 15C2 is wrong, 13C2 is wrong. Why 15C2 is wrong? Because you cannot select from 15 people. Rather, you'll be selecting only from 13 people. Because you cannot consider Sehwag or Afridi in this case. Am I making any sense here, everyone? Good. Now, let me modify the question slightly again. Suppose if I say team should consist of 11 members such that team consists of either Sehwag or Afridi but not both. It can have either Sehwag but Afridi, but not both. Wrong answers. Let me help you. Listen. See, as we have already discussed, understanding the question is very important. The second important point in the PNC or BEAT any aptitude is, forget about it. Coming to the quantitative aptitude, most important thing is understanding the question. Now, when it comes to the permutation and combination and probability, the most important thing is writing the condition. Now, how to write the condition? Observe here. I said either Sehwag or Afridi, but not both. It means the team consists of either Sehwag or Afridi. It means if I select Sehwag, I have to reject Afridi. Or if I select Afridi, I have to reject Sehwag. I'm repeating that part one more time. One second. Yes, 14C11 plus 14C11. Now, what I said, team should have either Sehwag or Afridi, but not both. It means one of them must be there in the team, but not both together. Observe. So what happens here, if I select a Sehwag, Afridi should not be there. So I will reject Afridi. Or if I select Afridi, I have to reject Sehwag. So I rejected him in this case. So what is happening here? In the first case, totally we need 11 players in the team. Sehwag is already selected. So still how many we want? 10 members. Where do we select them from? Sehwag is already selected. Afridi cannot be selected. It means we have to select the remaining 10 players from 13 players. I'm so sorry, it is not 14C. That is 2C1 into 13C is the right answer. Look, we have Sehwag, Afridi, and 13 other players. Sehwag is already selected. It means one person selected. Still, we need 10 people. Now, I cannot take Afridi. It means remaining 10 people should be selected from 13. So that becomes 13C10. Or means plus. In the second case, Afridi is already selected. Out of 11 players, one person is already selected. Still, how many we want? 10 players we want, right? Now, out of 10 players, we cannot select Sehwag because Sehwag is rejected here. So we need to select the 10 players from the remaining 13 players. So that becomes what? 13C10. So 13C10 plus 13 to 10. So that is 2 into 13C10. How? 13. Okay, listen. Totally how many are there? 15 are there. Look at the first case. Sehwag is already selected. We needed 10 people. Sorry, we need 11 people. Sehwag is already selected. This guy is rejected. We need 10 more people. When Sehwag is already selected, can I select him again? No. When Afridi is rejected, can I select him again? No. So remaining 10 people, I can't select from here. Rather, I have to select from 13 people. So that is the reason 13C10. So yes, only one rejected. But one guy is already selected. Can you select him again? Look, in the first case, Sehwag selected, Afridi rejected. Totally we have Sehwag, Afridi, and 13 other players. This guy selected. How many we have? One in the team already. Still we need how many? 10 people. Now few people, what you're doing, this guy is rejected, we'll select from these 14 people. When this guy is already selected, how can we consider him? We cannot consider him. We have to select these 10 people from only 13 people. I hope you're understanding. So that is the reason 13C10 here and here as well. Am I clear? How 13C4 in the third case? Third case, NCR, N-R. Buddy, if you don't understand that, this I have explained in the beginning of the class. Please watch the video tomorrow. You will get it. Okay. Okay. Next one. So let me modify the question slightly again. This is going to be more trickier now. Observe. Understand the question properly. Form a cricket team of 11 members from a squad of 15 members, which includes Sehwag and Afridi, such that team consists of if Sehwag is selected, Afridi is rejected, and vice versa. This is the question. How do we do that? 14C11 plus 14C11 was wrong answer, buddy. No, we cannot select 11 because one person is already selected. Can anybody think about it? Same as about. क्या मैं पागल हूं फिर से same question पूछने के लिए? No. Not the same answer. This is a different question. Listen, let me explain the concept here. Look, if you observe in the previous case, either Sehwag is selected or Afridi is selected, but not both. It means one of them must be there in the team, either Sehwag or Afridi. In this case, if Sehwag is selected, Afridi is rejected. Or vice versa, means if Afridi is selected, Sehwag is rejected. Perfect. So far, absolutely same as the previous question. But, or I can reject both of them. Did I mention anywhere one of them must be there in the team? No, we cannot. Yes, I never mentioned one of them must be there. But in the previous question, either Sehwag or Afridi, but not both. It means team consists of either Sehwag or Afridi. It means one of them must be there in the fourth question. But when I said in the fifth question, if Sehwag is selected, Afridi is rejected, and vice versa. I put a if condition there. It means if one guy is there, other should not be there. But I never told one of them must be there in the team. It means I can reject both of them as well. So what will be the answer? First case, Sehwag already selected. We need 10 more people. We can't take Afridi. So we have to select from remaining 13 people, which is 13 seat 10. Or plus, this is also 13 seat 10. Or last one, both of them are rejected. So anyone are selected till now? No. We need to select all the 11. Where do we select all the 11 from? 13 people. Perfect answer. 13C, 11. That should be my final answer. I hope you're understanding this final question. Understand, I have used a word called F, which is playing the trick in this case. If S is selected, I said, I never said he must be selected. Rather, if he is selected, Afridi is rejected. If Afridi is selected, Sehwag is rejected. I never said one of them must be there. That is the reason we are getting one extra case. So that's why I told, please be careful in understanding the question here. Now, there is another smart way of solving the same question. Okay, observe. My simple answer would be 15C11 minus 13C9. This will also give the answer. This will also give us the answer. Let me tell you why. Guys, if you observe, the first case, any 11 when I said that can be selected in 15C11, this is what I did. Now, if you observe this case, there are 4 possibilities when I talk about Sehwag and Afridi. Both can be selected, Sehwag selected and Afridi rejected, or Sehwag rejected, Afridi selected, or both rejected. There are only 4 possibilities. Now, if you see in the fifth question, I can consider all these 3 cases. It means these 3 cases we can consider. Which is the one we cannot consider? I'm so sorry. Just hold on. These 3 cases are the part of this question. Look, Sehwag selected, Afridi rejected. First case. First case, Sehwag selected, Afridi rejected. Second case, Sehwag rejected, Afridi selected. Third case, both rejected. So all these 3 are the part of the question. Now, if you see in the 15C11, all 4 cases are there. For fifth question, which one we don't want? Both selected. Now, both selected can be done in how many ways? 13C9. So that's what I rejected. Rejecting both selected case from the total cases 15C11. That should leave us with remaining 3 cases. So that's the reason same question can be solved in this way as well. Why not both selected is not considered? No, you cannot select both of them at a time. Because look, what does the question mean here? If Sehwag is selected, Afridi is rejected. So when vice versa means if Afridi is selected, Sehwag is rejected. It means when one person is selected, obviously other person is rejected. How can both of them should be together in the team? I hope you're understanding my point here. If one is selected, other person is rejected at any cost. So both can never be together in the team. Are you getting my point here? Last case 13C11 did not get. This one, listen. This one, what does it say? Look, if one is selected, other is rejected and vice versa. But I never told one of them must be there in the team. So it means I can remove both of them as well. Removing both of them means we are selecting all the 11 players from remaining 13 people because we rejected both Afridi and Sehwag. When both are rejected, where do we select that entire team of 11 members from? Remaining 13 players. So that is the reason we selected 11 players out of 13, which is 13C11. Right? Perfect, buddy. Anybody, any doubt in this question? Yes, I know it is slightly difficult to understand people because of the lack of visualization. Had it been a live class, we could have done it much more better. Because it is online, I feel slightly difficulty is there here. But what I suggest is try to watch the same video whenever it is played again, if possible, if you're free at the time.
Guys, everyone was able to understand? Everyone? Anybody, any doubt with respect to the question that was being done here? Okay, thank you so much. Please reply in the chat box if you could understand. Last case. Okay, let's look into the last case. What does it say? Just give me a second. Okay. Okay. Now in the last case, what does it say? If Sehwag is selected, Afridi is rejected, and vice versa. Meaning what? Either one of them is selected. Meaning what? Either one of them is selected. If Sehwag is selected, Afridi is rejected. If Afridi is selected, Sehwag is rejected. Just write the language part first. Language part first. So how will I write it? Sehwag is selected, Afridi is rejected. Or meaning either it can be Sehwag be selected and Afridi rejected, or Afridi can be selected and Sehwag can be rejected, or both of them are rejected. Yes, language part clear, everyone? Language part is clear for everyone? Okay, someone is asking me here, why both are rejected? Why both rejected? 1023 says why both are rejected. Now the condition given to us is if one of them is selected, the other one is rejected. But can I reject both of them? Yes or no? But does the statement here deny us from rejecting both of them? No. It gives us a permission that we can reject both of them and the statement still holds true. Yes or no? Does it hold true? Does it hold true even if I reject both of them? Yes. If I accept both of them, the statement will be wrong, because if one of them is selected, if Sehwag is selected, Afridi has to be rejected. Has to be rejected. If Afridi is selected, then Sehwag has to be rejected. So Afridi and Sehwag, both selection cannot be taken. Why? Because either one of them has to be rejected if one among them is selected. Understanding what the point that I'm trying to prove here? Yes, everyone. Please drop yes in the chat box if you can understand. Please, everyone. Okay. So how 13C11 in the same case as 13C4 and okay, case 3. Your comments start moving quick. Okay. Okay, fine. Fine, guys. Every question, whatever the question be, okay, go for question number 2. Okay, let's go for it. What is there? Both Sehwag and Afridi are selected. Both the last statement, why I'm rejecting, that will be clear from here. Okay, both Sehwag and Afridi are selected. Now Sehwag and Afridi are selected, meaning what? Both of them will be selected for sure. Out of how many people? Out of total of 15 people. So out of total of 15 people, if Shehwag and Afridi are selected for sure, how many people will I be left with? How many people will I be left with? Exactly. Please drop, please reply in the chat box. Class, everyone. How many people will I be left with? If two people I am selecting for sure, how many will I be left with? Yes, Divya, it is 13. 004 13, very good. Deepika says 13 006 037. Taluri, everyone. Nice. Thanks for your replies. Because out of 15, Sehwag and Afridi are already being selected. So I'll be left with how many people? 13 people. Yes. Yes, everyone. I'll be left with 13 people. And in how many different ways can they how many people does a team have? A team has 11. So I've selected two already. Huh? 11 is the total team. I've selected two already. How many do I have to select? I have to select 9. I have to select 9. 9 people I'm selecting out of total of how many? Remaining 13. How many different ways can I do it? I can do it in 13C 9. 13C 9. Yes, everyone? Understanding? I hope everyone is able to follow. Now, please tell 13C11 in question 3. Question 3, 13C11. Yes, look. Neither S nor A. What does it say? Neither Shehwag nor Afridi. Neither of them are selected. Meaning, I have to remove the two. I have to remove both of them. Which, who, like if there were 15 people like this, I have to remove these two. Let this be Shehwag and Afridi. So how many more will I be left with? I'll be left with 11 more people. I'll be left with 13 more people out of total of 15. Yes, do you agree, everyone? I'll be left with 13 people. Now, how many do I have to select for a cricket team? I have to select 11 people. And how do you select 11? How many different ways can you select 11 people out of total of 13? 13C11. 13C11. That is what is exactly written here. Yes. Yes. Okay. You want this part? Why have I written it here? This is nothing but the number of selections is equals to number of rejections. This is the basic rule that we learned when we happen to come across NCR is equals to NCN minus R. Now, here in this case, there are 15 people, but let me take, let's say 5 people. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fine. Now, in how many different ways can I select 3 people out of total of 5 people? Quickly in the chat box, everyone. I'm awaiting your replies. Yes, I can select in how many different ways? I have to select 3 people out of total of 5 people. What am I doing here? Selecting. How many different ways? 5C3. Do you agree? Do you agree? Yes. Now, when I'm selecting, if you observe carefully, when I'm selecting 3 people out of total of 5 people, I'm also rejecting 2. I'm also rejecting 2. How many different ways can you select these 2 people out of total of 5 people? In how many different ways can you do it? 2, C, 5. Beautiful. Very good. Everyone. 010 I've got the answer, right? The one who asked me for the question to be repeated, please drop a yes in the chat box if you could understand. Okay, BTM003 says, but we joined in the middle of the class, sir. You do not have to address me as sir. First thing first, you can address me by my name. That is Praveen. Okay. We joined in between the class. Praveen, is there any fresh class starting? The fresh class cannot start because For the same reason, for the inconvenience that was caused yesterday, I've started a new batch at 4 o'clock today. So there cannot be another batch. Please contact your friends, and if you can see, check into their notebooks and try to understand. And if not, you'll have to make some arrangement. Okay. Question 4. Okay. Slow by slow, step by step. Now everyone is asking one question. So that makes us stand somewhere like I'm repeating the whole thing. Huh? You guys are trying to play smart, huh? Well, your voice is low. How many of you have an issue with my voice, guys? Am I audible to you guys? Yes, yes. The repetition part won't be on daily basis. From tomorrow on, your batch will run on regular timings. That is, your group will get a notification on the regular timings. That is from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and the classes will continue. Okay. For you guys, it will be from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Okay. 6:30 to 8:30, there is some other batch that will be running. Because the strength is well above 300, I have to split it into 2 classes and take it. Okay. Beautiful. Look at the comment. Someone says, sir, repeat all. Wow. One of your friend, he says, Praveen, repeat all. When I hear such type of question, right? These days, you guys also must be on social media a lot. This song comes across my mind. Dil wale puchde na ja. And then that you can drop the message there. And then it is what? Oh, right. Well, guys, I cannot. Yes, I cannot repeat the whole thing. But if you ask any question in specific, I'd be more than happy. Okay. You made me laugh. Yes, I can see you laughing. 6266967398. Please turn off your Video. You got a good smile, but you need to turn off your video. Yes, you. He happened to turn it off. Dar gaya wo bechara. You follow memes. Yes, man. I'm also a human being. I follow memes. Prakash, turn off your video. Okay. Fourth question. Yes, I can get back to you with the fourth question. Either Shehbag or Afridi, but not both. Now, every time, what are we going to do? Class. Every time we are going to start with the language part. Language part first. What does the language part say? Let's start with it. It says Shehbag or Afridi. If Shehbag is selected, Afridi is rejected. Or if Afridi is selected, Shehbag is rejected. But not both. But not both. Okay. The language part is clear. If language part is clear, then the rest of it is cakewalk. Now, if Shehbag is selected, out of the total of 11, how many are selected? Shehbaz is selected for sure, that you'll go catch him by your hand and you'll pull him. So how many more you have to select? You have to select 10 more people. Out of total of how many people? 13 people. In how many different ways can you do that? 13C, 10. Yes, beautiful. Everyone who is replying in the chat box, I appreciate your replies so much. Stay connected. Yes. Similarly here. Now, Afridi is selected out of the total of 11. How many do we have to select? 10 people. Out of the total of 15, Afridi and Shehbag are remote. So 10 people are to be selected out of total of 13. So how many different ways can you do that? Do it. 13C, 10. Yes. Following everyone? Can we continue? Yes. Let's march ahead. Let's march ahead.
Of 4 o'clock tomorrow. so you get better understanding. Yes, where was it? Where did I do that? I'll be telling you which session. Don't worry about it.
Okay, still someone from our batch 1023 is fifth question. Why don't we ignore the last case? We do not ignore the last case because here specifically in the fourth case, if you observe, dear 1023, if you specifically observe and observe and give attention towards the fourth case, either S or A, but not both. If both are selected, the condition will be violated here. Whatever language part you write, you will have to check with the statement if you are violating the statement. 1023, understanding? Are we violating the statement here? If I write Afridi and Shevak both are selected, or if both are rejected, yes, I'll be violating the statement here. But here, am I violating the statement? No. Getting it? I hope you are able to follow. Please drop a yes in the chat box 1023 if you could understand. That gives me a sense of satisfaction that you were able to understand. Why don't you ignore? I cannot ignore. I have to consider them. I cannot ignore because okay, just ping me. You're the only one who has doubt on this. Just ping me on the Slack. I'll do my try my best to help you out with that. Rest of the class, I would wish them to continue the class. 1023, is it okay for you? Please ping me on the Slack.
How many days we need to complete aptitude? 20 days. If both were selected, can you explain? Both were selected. Listen, if both are selected, Sevagin. Okay, buddy. First confession with coming to the handwriting. Third question. Buddy, can you ask me at the end of the session because I have to start the remaining part? We'll be getting late. Next. Now,
Okay, guys, I will have to bring the session to an end because the time is up and it's 6 o'clock. The time. Tomorrow we'll be starting with the part that is left out, that is forming numbers. Please do not be late to the session. It starts at 4 o'clock. If you miss a part of introduction of the topic, then you'll be at a loss. And I'm not going to repeat it again. Yes. And regarding solving the questions, please take up any questions that you can find online, and please challenge yourself with your learnings that you happened today. Yes, please challenge yourself with your learnings that happened today. Meagerly watching these videos, trust me, is not going to help. There has to be some effort, some work from your side. And one thing you have to do, start doing from today, is mugging up tables, times table. You can take up initial questions on the topic that we have solved. 1023 times table. 1023 till where do you know? Reply me in the chat box. Till where do you know times table? What is times table? यार lekka maggi. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4 times table matlab. Till where do you guys know? I want everyone to mug it up till 20 and squares of the number. Squares till 1 till 25. 1 to 25. Yes, Prakash, I'll post the questions in topics to come, but not with respect to permutation and combination and probability. BTM 028 squares and cubes. Yes, we'll be dealing with them. So please, guys, mug up squares from 1 to 25. I'll tell you why in time to come. Let me keep it as a surprise for you. So continue the class till 6:30. No, I cannot do that because I have another batch to start with. I'll have to also pass them the ID and everything. Fine, guys. Let me bring this session to an end. 006, I understand. Please, you don't have to request me. It is my duty, but the time constraints are have to be followed. I hope you understand. Reference. Okay. Well, guys, I'll be bringing this session to an end. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and patience. Have a nice evening. Have a good evening, guys. Take care. Thank you.